Yo, what is going on, my fellow weebs? Chrono here, and welcome back to the channel. So today I've actually got an article to go through with you guys today. It is posted on the Blue Protocol Database Twitter page. But before I jump that, if you're here, as always, my name is Chrono. I primarily cover just anime game content. Would much appreciate a subscribe as we work right toward that 10K mark, hopefully by the end of this year. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this. Yeah, I know that intro was a little awkward, but I didn't want to say I cover PSO2 content and then just not cover PSO2 content. You boys got to work on a new intro. All right, we're working on it. We'll get it figured out here. Anyway, let's not talk about when this came out and how I was planning on reacting to this on stream and then totally got caught up in what I was doing at the time. So yeah, anyway, so yeah, we have some content to take a look at. So everything we know about Blue Protocol Star Resonance. From what I understand, that is the mobile version of Blue Protocol that will have a PC client for it as well. It is PC and mobile. This is basically almost like Blue Protocol re-releasing after they announced EOS of the previous version. So let's go through this. As you guys know, I have been very vocal in my concerns about this entire process itself, and what basically needs to happen for me to want to be a fan of this at all. So we'll find out. I haven't read through this at all. This is going to be completely new to me. So, introduction. After hearing the devastating news about the Japanese Blue Protocol end of service announcement, it broke in late August of 2024. We have a glimmer of hope to share with everyone. There is confirmation of a PC and mobile version of Blue Protocol being developed by Shanghai Bokuran Network Technology Ltd, funded partly by Tencent. It's being developed by Shanghai. This company here, when I say it again, so I'll probably totally mess it up. That's being funded by Tencent. That is a very important distinction and also a concern for a lot of people because Tencent tends to not do great with these style of games, and they tend to make it a mess or drive it into the ground. However, it's usually when they're the ones kind of developing, or just when they're usually the ones that are kind of covering everything. They just seem to be funding the situation. So, which if you actually Google Tencent, you'll find that they actually fund a lot and they actually own quite a bit. So with the third test now concluded, testers throughout various CN social media and forums are slowly revealing information regarding the game. We have spent the past days gathering nearly all of the available information and compile a breakdown for you all today. There's still a lot of unknown factors, and Tencent Bokura hasn't officially confirmed or denied the future of their version after the JP version was canceled. However, you are more than welcome to make your own judgment based on the information below. So this is just to say we don't know if this is going to be canceled as well. They haven't said if it's going to be canceled or not. It's just a Japanese version of the game that was EOS. This is technically a different version, so we don't know for sure. Table of contents. So we have quite a few things: general and technical details, gachas, and premium details. That's very important. Guild details, character progression and gear, class details, content and dungeon details, overworld/zone details, fishing and cooking systems, a message to the Japanese players. Developers are listening. Conclusion. I like this message, and I like this message, so we'll have to see. All right, general and technical details. And as you guys find as I read through this, reading comprehension was not my strong suit when it came to school, so there will probably be some mistakes. I apologize. The game is labeled as an MMORPG and will be playable on PC and mobile devices. I know this is concerning to some people, but you'll find that mobile is very, very common when it comes to games these days. You really want to make sure a game is available on mobile as well as PC. As long as there's a PC client and it's developed for PC client, you'd be surprised how strong phones are these days and how many gamers out there are mobile gamers. One character per account, so it is one character specifically. Okay. Ultra-wide support's confirmed. Dope. So it is made for a computer. In addition, an additional beta test is confirmed, no ETA. This will be the game's fourth test. The art style is very similar to the JP version, but the models have been adjusted and look similar to characters in other mobile games such as Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact. We read this beforehand. This is part of this information is going to be what we read from the post that was in Discord on the Blue Protocol database Discord. I was looking to see if there's a link for it, but yeah, so the part of it's going to be from there. So just keep that in mind. If you watch that video, it's going to be a similar situation. Combat seems more fast-paced, similar to popular action combat mobile games. That's good, because Blue Protocol's combat was a little slower. The overall customization and costumes look better than their Japanese counterparts. Dope. Aim assist and one-click combos can be turned on/off. That's also pretty cool. Different OST mixed with some of the original version. The PC recommended specs are the same as the JP version RTX 2070, which indicates that the graphics and visuals should at least be as good as the JP version. Additional types of accessories were discovered, such as mouth accessories. Cool. You can switch between mobile and PC key binding layouts. Dope. There's leveling / newbie guideline book in game, which helps you progress and also rewards additional materials at certain milestones. This sort of existed. There was like kind of a progression path of things that they wanted you to do. They kind of gave you stuff as you went along. So I'm not sure if that's what they're referring to, if it's going to be something different. We'll have to see. There's an achievement system which kind of replaces adventure boards. Oh, okay. So adventure boards are being replaced. That's what I was talking about, was the adventure boards. Some achievements reward you with unique costumes. That's interesting. Okay. Auction house items available for trade include weapon, equipment, battle echoes, materials, crafting materials, enhancement materials, and costumes. So there's an actual auction house, like a proper one. That's actually awesome. Okay. Something that needed to exist in MMOs in general is a proper auction house. So we'll have to see how that works out. The main trading currency is Luno, in-game currency. You can also trade it for bound rose orbs, premium currency listed by other players. So players can purchase rose orbs and you can buy those rose orbs with Luno. Some people are gonna say that it's a good and a bad thing. Positive side of things, that means that you can gain access to premium currency with in-game currency. Negative side of things is players can access to in-game currency with premium currency. So it's a double-edged sword. We'll have to see how that works out. Each player has an adventure card ID similar to the JP version. You can preview costumes. Dope. That's a really big one. You can dye your costumes and customize certain character appearances using a color wheel. The color wheel has hex code. It is unknown if you can edit the hex code manually. However, you can use the color wheel freely via mouse/finger. Thank God you can actually pick your own colors. That's really, really big because they had like a dye system that, I'll be honest, was ass. PC goes up to 120, mobile goes to 60. Good. Some quests rewards you with cosmetic items. Awesome. Camera mode includes a selfie mode option. Okay. There's language settings. Okay. Food provides non-stackable buffs or healing effects. Okay. Some clothing accessories can be crafted, requiring energy, corresponding materials, and blueprints. Dope. There's a dancing option in the teleport point in the main city square. Awesome. So you can dance around the teleport point. Gotta love it. Items of higher quality than gold exist. Red level 5 not implemented. Okay. Gacha and premium details. This is important. So gachas focus on costumes with a pity of 100 pulls. There are 4 different rarities, but the top rarity containing costumes. Certain battle pass levels are also reward you with energy potions used for crafting and is replenished naturally. Each season pass has different seasonal achievements as the replacement of the adventure board system, which reset at the start of a new season. Each season pass has a free and paid version. Rewards and titles are given based on progress of achievements. Title ranks can be displayed through badges. Okay, so that's actually pretty dope so far. Badges can be enhanced. Badges can be enhanced, and enhancing them improves player stats and grants specific buffs. Okay. All right. Enhancement materials are provided when advancing title ranks or can be purchased in the season pass shop. Enhancing badges, costumes, and enhancement materials and season points, BPP. Enhancing badges consumes enhancement materials and season points. I see. Guild details. Guilds and Blue Protocol Star Residents have been given much needed facelift, hosting completely new content which never existed in the JP version. The CN version seems to have your very own guild housing area and a shared warehouse and multiple other areas, which with each a specific function for guild members to collectively grow together. Reputation NPC rewards you with upgrade materials amongst other things, increases reputation by donating materials. Trading dummies, always very important. Fountain of Blessing grants buffs and guild members. Grants buff for guild members, not sure if it's global buff or personal one, which needs to be refreshed manually. Weekly guild activities. Kitchen area for cooking. Guild hall features an aquarium where members can place their caught fish, introduced in the guild tutorial, but not yet implemented. Guild vendors. You can customize large picture frames on the wall inside your guild house and screenshots taken in-game. Shared warehouses. The guild emporium can be customized. Guild member count seems to start with a cap of 40. Okay, so it starts, meaning it can be increased. In-game voice chat for guilds is available, but can be disabled. Okay. I'm liking what I read so far, I can't lie. Gear in Blue Protocol Star Resonance consists of 11 elements. 4 armor slots, head, chest, gloves, and boots. There's actual gear. Hold on, what? There's more than just the weapon and like the chips. Interesting. Earring, neck, bracelet, talisman, ring, weapon. Okay. Armor weapons can't be crafted. They're obtained as drops or through other means of rewards. You can, this other means of rewards. Interesting. Hopefully not gotcha. I don't think gotcha from what we read, but we'll see. You can equip an item similar to ability stones in Lost Ark. These ability stones have multiple nodes on each affix. They are based on rarity. The affix attributes on the ability stones are RNG based, and they can include both positive and negative effects. Number of positive and negative effects is not fixed. Ability stones suck in Lost Ark. You get absolutely screwed by ability stones. So like this is a good and a bad thing. I don't see this being pay to win, but this could be a pay to win feature depending upon how you look at it. So especially if it's something you can buy, because then you of course can put money in to get currency and then purchase them, but we'll have to see. Ability stones weren't a terrible thing. Like you roll a decent one and it's fine, but there's something to be said about getting lucky, or something to be said about getting horrifically unlucky. Gear and weapons are only obtainable through dungeons and not available in the cash shop. Okay. You cannot infinitely farm dungeons. You have daily entry limits. This is a little FOMO-y, because if you don't use all of your limits, then of course you're not getting the maximum amount of gear you can actually farm. It also limits you at how many dungeons you can farm per day. Good and bad thing. It depends on the gamer, so we'll have to see. Enhanced echoes. Emojis have been removed. Instead, you have different types of gear acting as your armor, similar to other RPGs. So the enhanced echoes aren't there. The battle echoes, B-Emojis, has a strengthening system where consuming duplicate Emojis items guarantees an enhancement. Okay, so dupes get you stronger. You have to use materials to upgrade your skills. Defeating bosses rewards you with a skill and talent upgrade material. Gear can be enhanced by using duplicates. Seems to be function similar to the quality bar in Lost Ark. Quality leads to better stats before reaching a perfection score of 51. Every enhancement guarantees an increase in the equipment's attributes, though the third advanced attribute may fluctuate. Once the score reaches 51, all attribute values become RNG based. With the possibility of a decrease, and the score dynamically adjusts according to the equipment's attributes. So you have like a baseline of 51, and then afterwards it looks like it can kind of fluctuate back and forth. So there is some RNG that's involved here. Again, good and bad thing. If you're not a huge fan of RNG, that's an issue for you, but I think it'll be perfectly fine, honestly, from what I'm reading. There are currently 7 classes available on closed beta. Build, we have broken down what weapon each class wields and the role they play. Okay, in Blue Protocol Resonance, you pick a starting class from one of the 7 listed below. Unlocking additional classes requires a certain cash shop item. That kind of sucks. So you can't just play every class from a character immediately. Unlocking additional class requires a certain cash shop item. The price for the class unlock item is subject to change depending upon region. So, Quinglan Knight is a spear DPS. Eagleess was a healer with magic rings. Ice Mage is an ice staff DPS. God Hunter is a bow DPS. Aegis Knight is a sword and shield DPS. Nikana is a katana DPS, and Great Blade Guardian tank. So they're missing some classes, we know for a fact, because we've seen screenshots of the game itself, and it looks like they didn't have the dual axe character. They also didn't have the healer that they mentioned. Oh no, they did. Eagleess, here we go, healer. Kind of a bummer, I'm not gonna lie. Also, I don't even know what this is supposed to be. Like, that doesn't even look like anything they mentioned as far as classes, so that's interesting. Yeah, weapon and great blade. Okay. You can level up individual skills. Upgrades are guaranteed no RNG as long as you have the materials. Some materials are obtained through gear dismantling. Some materials can also be purchased from the cash shop. Some materials can be purchased from the cash shop. Okay. Each class has a talent tree, passive traits. Separate from the skill system, these talent trees have 3 tiers of depth. According to some testers, the talent trees available for to each class branches out into at least 2 different paths at some point. Based on the talent UI, each class might have 3 talent trees to choose from, aka subclasses, unconfirmed. Players now have jump and gliding skills, each with their own skill tree. Interesting. There are 3 fixed skills based on your class, 3 flexible skill slots. You can slot in any skill from your class, skill tree, etc. 2 activatable battle echoes, be imagine slots. Each class has its very own trial based on its role, tank, healer, DPS. These seem to be solo trials similar to adventure rank ups from the JP version. Each class has a fixed element assigned to it, which could mean that the elemental system may be less complex compared to the JP version. Character level remains the same, but class talents need to be leveled individually. Okay, so your character level, so you can play multiple classes in a single character, and your character level remains the same, but you have to level up your class stuff individually. Okay. Wonder what that's going to mean for like leveling up other classes. Are you going to like, it's going to be more ideal for you to level as your main class and then swap some items over to another class to level it, or to level its skills? We'll have to see. Content and dungeon details. How far are we down? Oh, we're halfway. Jesus. Okay. It seems you have, or it seems to have content similar to the JP version, which provides you with glory coins or GC and medals. Both can be exchanged for costumes and other rewards. Looking for group. Posts can be listed similar to the JP version. Dungeons have 2 difficulties, basic and hard. Basic mode dungeons can be completed solo or with multiple players, but hard difficulty require at least 3 players to enter. Specifically, hard mode dungeons have hard and extreme versions of certain dungeons. In hard mode dungeons, players can choose specifically to buff affixes similar to Mythic Plus in World of Warcraft, provided they have the corresponding affix item. When entering a dungeon solo, players are assigned 3 AI teammates corresponding to the tank, DPS, and healer role. That's cool. Dungeons seem to have 2 modes, basic mode and hard mode. Hard mode is split into 2 different additional modes. We kind of already went over that. And some difficulties, achieving certain scores grants additional rewards. A 1v1v1v1 player obstacle foot race game mode. Race 3 other players to the finish line, dodging incoming attacks, status ailments, and weather effects, emerge victorious, netting rewards for characters. Okay, so there's a race option. That's kind of cool. There are 20-player raids, which require at least 12 players to enter. Boss monsters in a dungeon have actual patterns. Some upcoming special patterns are indicated by a timer or visual cues. Bosses still seem to have something similar to an elemental / stagger gauge. Boss dungeon mechanics are more complex compared to the JP version. Dungeons have optional / additional tasks you can complete for extra rewards. Dodging a certain number or dodging certain enemy attacks has iframes. There's a perfect dodge indicated by special animation. Some patterns seem to give you visual cues to make dodging easier. The combat UI seems to be way better and less bloated with debuff icons compared to the JP version. That's very nice to hear. Talent tree branching is confirmed. I think they mentioned earlier it was unconfirmed, but now they're saying it's confirmed here. Okay, I mean, the gathering info makes sense. The same classes can have different talents and skill builds. Hopefully it's not too difficult to redo these, because I foresee people doing these very badly. Myself included. There are raid bosses. They have contributed meter, or they have a contribution meter similar to a DPS meter, where rewards seem to be based on contribution, which currently seems to favor the healer class. Additionally, a minimum contribution is required to receive any rewards. You can't get carried. Okay, that's very interesting. Contribution meter. Huh. So what is that going to mean for the other classes? If you're a DPS, as much damage you do. As a healer, how much you heal. As a tank, how much damage you take or mitigate or whatever. We'll have to see. Dungeons have additional loot for which each player rolls a dice. The winner gets the loot. Okay, so there's some loot, extra loot you roll for. Overworld / zone details. There are reduced loading screens. Cool. Zones that were originally broken up by loading screens have been opened up by unlocking vista points. Very, very Genshin of you. The overworld zones feature multiple jump / parkour glide puzzles. Oh boy. And some quests with a quiz-like system. Monster drops, gathering, and fishing materials can be used for cooking, which requires energy. Energy replenishes over time. Energy potions can be bought at the guild shop. Fishing is possible in the open world. There are chests in the open world that can be unlocked by completing mini events similar to Genshin. Oh boy. A wall running and terrain scaling is possible, similar to popular gacha games like Genshin and Wuwa. Okay, hold on. Wall running. We love to see it. Gliding and sprinting skills need to be obtained at specific points on the map, and these skills have a duration 30 days. After the expiration, players must revisit the corresponding points to reacquire them and confirmed. The gliding and sprinting skills need to be obtained at specific points on the map, and these skills have a duration. I don't like this. I mean, have to go there once every 30 days is not that big a deal. Like, you'll figure out where it's at. Like, someone's gonna tell you how to get to it. But it just seems like an unnecessary chore. Fishing and cooking systems. The fishing sucked, by the way, in the previous version, so. Fishing skill has, I mean, I did it like a few times and I didn't really fully understand it, and I tried to, and it did not feel good. The fishing skill has proficiency levels. Fishing rods may break, and the chance of damage varies depending upon the quality. You need to purchase bait, which also varies in quality. Higher quality bait leads to better catches. There's a leaderboard mechanism where players can rank the size of their fish. Yeah, that's what they're ranking, the size of their fish, either among all players or within their guild. There's a research mechanism where you can study caught fish. Higher research levels make it easier to catch specific types of fish. A fishing log exists with the different regions and maps offering different fish species. Some areas in the map/zone contain physical fish, which you can catch. Cooking is now a system. The quality of cooked products varies, aren't you? So it just sounds like there's going to be, you can use materials to make food. So that's all there is. A message to the Japanese players. All right, I'll translate it. One sec. Apologies about the flashbang, friends. To all my friends from Japan. Wait, is there a button to switch this? Hold on. No, there wasn't. I was bugging. To all my friends from Japan, I share your sentiments about Blue Protocol ending its service on January 18th next year. We, the many fans around the world, are also looking forward to its overseas expansion. However, unfortunately, due to Bandai Namco's decision to halt development, Amazon Games was unable to distribute the game. Many players around the world were unable to experience the wonderful world of Reginus. We all love this game and have been following it for a long time. So the Blue Protocol database would like to welcome you and officially invite you to our Discord. Let's chat together and talk about the mobile version of Blue Protocol. You can get the latest development information about the mobile version. We have already created a Japanese only channel for Japanese users in our Discord. You can use it to interact with other players and have discussions. We will join and talk about our opinions and chat. Of course, you can also join our English channel too. You're welcome. If you like, please come and join us. So there's a message from, it looks like, the Blue Protocol database in general, just to the Japanese players. And developers are listening. The developers of Blue Protocol Star Resonance reached out to us after we sent them an email. It seems they're responding to every inquiry with the same message. We decided to share the response, and other community members received this, we decided to share the response we and other community members received with everyone. I told you reading comprehension wasn't my strong suit. All right, so hello, we are glad to receive your letter. We attach great importance to your feedback regarding the project you mentioned. We are currently developing a game product based on the worldview of Project Blue Sky by Bandai Namco Online, with new story content and gameplay design. At present, the game is under intense development and no more information can be disclosed. Thank you for your love and attention to this game. Please wait patiently for follow-up news and look forward to officially unveiling the mystery of this game to everyone in the near future. We will do our best to give back to the vast majority of players with the most exciting experience. Thank you for your attention and support. Best wishes, Shanghai. I'm good. Shanghai. I'm going to destroy this name again. Cool. So in conclusion, much is still uncertain. The dedicated efforts of both developers and fans continue to keep hope alive and are filled with sheer passion. The ultimate goal is to bring a true anime MMORPG in the space and have gamers all around the world enjoy a title together. We hope this information brings out some excitement that together we can look forward to. That's come sooner rather than later. Discuss, blah, blah, blah. Of course, they have the Discord link. Awesome stuff. So this is a lot to take in. And if this is true, a lot of this is good. Some of it is concerning. However, it's what I would expect from free to play. And from what I understand, the game is free to play. And it doesn't look like they're making a mobile game. It looks like they're making an MMO that's also on mobile, which there is a very specific distinction in that. They're making essentially an MMO that's on mobile as well, which is a good thing. You want to make sure that your game can reach the highest amount of players. One thing I will say is this thing needs to come to console as well. Not because I play on console, but because you want to reach as many people as possible. And if you're going to be on mobile, there should be a console client that is caught up as well. So hopefully that's the case. They get even more players playing the game. But just a few specific things to note. Let's see if I can find it. Previewing costumes is huge. Dyeing them different colors is huge. The gacha system sounds to be mostly based on costumes, maybe some other rewards in the mix. It doesn't seem to be based on player power, so that's fairly huge. But some things to keep in mind as well is when we're looking at character progression. I think I missed it was mentioned earlier, but you have to pay to be able to play other classes. That is a bit of a bummer. You also can purchase some upgrades in the cash shop. Also a bit of a concern for some people, I'm sure. They really don't like having any sort of power in the actual cash shop. However, it's not like it's a requirement. It just has the ability to do so. So that's not too crazy there. And yeah, I mean, I'll have to sit down with this actual upgrade system, figure out what's going on. Also, hopefully I didn't just lose my class. They only show 7 classes here and none of them are the class that I play. My dual axe class that I was playing previously, hopefully it's still there. This is just the 7 classes they've shown, not to necessarily say these are all the classes that'll be there, but like previously what they had, I mean, they didn't have, or I think spear was added in later. This wasn't a weapon yet. Ice staff was just staff in general. That's pretty standard. Bow was a weapon as well. Sword and shield was a weapon. This wasn't a weapon and neither was this. So Great Blade and Nikana are both new and the magic ring is new. So hopefully we see some of the other weapons show up eventually. Keep in mind, this is not all the classes. They're just the currently available classes in the beta test this time around. They might have other classes in different beta tests. We'll have to see. But that's pretty much all I've got for you guys today. It's a whole lot to read through. I think I've been reading for about 30 minutes now. The recording's getting close to that. So thank you guys so much for sitting all the way through that. Again, reading comprehension is not my strongest suit, so I totally understand if you had some difficulty going through that. I'll be leaving this link in the video description. Feel free to go through it yourselves, check all the information. If there's anything that I missed, feel free to let me know. What do you guys think after hearing about this? I mean, again, if all this is true, I'm going to leave a very, very huge asterisk on this. If all this is true, this is looking pretty solid. A lot of what I've seen here is really good. So shout out to BlueprotocolDB for still keeping up with all this stuff and compiling all this information. Definitely check them out. They are doing everything they can to keep the hope alive. And, you know, for a while I didn't believe, and hopefully I'm back to believing. We'll have to see. Anyway, guys, like if you enjoyed the video, so if you want to keep up with more. As always, thanks to channel members. You guys are fantastic and I appreciate every single one of you. And today's question of the day is pretty straightforward and simple. You're going to be playing Brew Protocol at any point in time. What class are you looking forward to playing? Are you going to be going in as DPS, maybe a tank, maybe try the healer class? Did they not show or talk about your class and list of 7 classes that were there? Is there any class that you liked previously that you're hoping comes back? We'll have to see. Anyway, take care, my friends. Peace out.